about a status for their preseason game against the Texans. That one is this weekend.
We'll see how the week goes, but I have there's no urgency from my perspective to see Dak play in Houston. This is more about, we just don't want to create a setback possibility, because his volume of throwing leading up to that point, I mean, he was probably in mid-season form just for the amount of work that he put in over the summer, coming out of the OTAs. So we're just trying to get that volume back to where it belongs.
So there we have it. Mike McCarthy saying there's no urgency to get Dak playing time in the preseason. I don't know if I agree with that. We'll discuss it here at the breakfast table come week one. It will be roughly 11 months since we've seen Dak in game action. His first game out there, if it's not the preseason, is the Buccaneers. Yeah. See, your big blue eyes just went big. It's a little scary for me. What do we make of Dak Prescott potentially not playing this preseason, Triggs?
I don't like it. I think if he was healthy, he would have had at least a couple drives, and they would have been able to show what he's got. But you heard Mike McCarthy talk. He's talking about volume. He wants to get the volume up, Well, these inner scrimmage practices with the Rams would have been a great opportunity to get volume. Right. Dak wasn't out there. These preseason games, there's only 3 of them. Like, there's not 4. Maybe put him out there for a drive. I know you don't want to risk an injury, but I don't know if Dak working out without pads on or with pads on, without getting hit and doing shuttle drills and throwing the ball like that is going to be enough for him to be ready for week 1. Look, I think it's going to be scary times in Tampa that day. And I'm not trying to predict a blowout by any means, because I think the Cowboys are a good team. They're much improved. But when JPP and Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh and Shaq Barrett and Levante David, Devin White, when Nacho Nunez Roches comes out, like when those guys are flying, Joe Tryon's a rookie. Like I don't know. I would like to see Dak Prescott at least have some sort of actual game action, or actually throwing the football with some people coming at him before JPP's breathing down his neck.
Get your feet wet.
Could you
show me the left-hand cake gate? Can you go left-hand cake gate?
So when they had the hard knocks and they were throwing cake at Dak, gets in him, and he's nursing the right shoulder, I thought it was alarming that he was about to throw the cake back, and he went to the left hand and did a left.
He put the cake into his left, from his right into his left.
When you're worried about hurting it by throwing a piece of cake, or even consciously aware of that,
And he's got to deal with Nunez Roches?
Nacho.
Yeah,
Nacho.
Okay.
Nunez Roches.
Good catch there, Shregs. Look at you. The details. Look, Joe Burrow is not going to play in the preseason games. Nobody seems to be worried about that. I'm not worried about Dak not playing in the preseason games, but not throwing in practice. The timing aspect of this offense, yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. But I'm not as concerned about Dak as I am about this Dallas Cowboys defense. And look, you go back to last year, Dak was leading the NFL in every statistical category darn near the first 4 games of the season, and they were 1-3 because they couldn't stop anybody. I mean, Odell Beckham ran through their secondary play after play after play, whether it was reverse, whether it was that pass right there. So I look at this defense, to your point, they drew a tough straw. They're the defending Super Bowl champs week 1. You know, I don't know that Dak playing in that game or playing in preseason, I don't know that it matters because I don't know if this defense is ready for what they're about to see. I'm pulling for Dan Quinn. I hope he can turn things around, but they're awful giving up big plays. They couldn't stop the run last year. So that's where the focus needs to be. I know we're talking about Dak because he's the quarterback and his arm is hurt and all that, but, man, defense is what they should be most worried about down in Dallas.
Yeah, for sure. They have a lot to worry about. They really could use a warm-up game, huh? Yeah. Like a starter game would have been so, Carolina at home or at Atlanta, like that. We won 17-16. The defense showed up. Dak it's like right into the fire. And we've been running these highlights the entire offseason of that Bucs D line against the Super Bowl, and it's terrifying. These are the ones not even in the Super Bowl. Like, this is the whole, cutting room floor Bucs defensive front. I hate it. It's such a bad draw because, look, those opening night games get weird. The football's a little off. Like, last year, Chiefs-Texans was flat and weird. And
do you remember Panthers versus Broncos?
Absolutely. It was 2016.
And Cam was getting clobbered.
Destroyed.
And it's one of those where if you don't have your offense.
We did a show all away from each other the next morning. Terrible show.
It was a wild show. Terrible show. Terrible game. Terrible everything. But my point is, remember, the idea for Dallas is not to just show up and Dak got out there. And, you're supposed to win that game. You're supposed to be a division. You could get embarrassed in that game if Dak's not right. So I'm very, very concerned about the matchup like we all are, but like I don't need him running 2 perfunctory series in the preseason to feel better. There's a lot of ways right now that you could simulate that. Just go 1s versus 1s in practice, full speed, full drive, red jersey. He does everything, timing, break the huddle, everything, and doesn't get hit, because if you can't even throw a piece of cake, Peter, I don't want him doing anything.
$140 million contract, and you're worried about the volume of his arm in August. Like
it's bad.
It's not great.
I know.
And I think in year 6, like, he's ready to go. He is fully ready. That offense is ready to go. He's going to score points. I think the shoulder comes out of nowhere. It sounds almost like a freak accident. And to me, that's a real concern, because you don't know where it came from, or you don't know how bad it can be. And maybe I'm overreacting, but it's better to overreact and protect him than to just deal with it once the regular season starts.
It's a great point. I had to rank him as far as fantasy quarterbacks are concerned. You have to take that into account. And I went looking back at his numbers were so
He's really good.
Yeah, he's over 6,000 yards last year.
He was going to break every record in the book, so we'll talk about him a little bit later. Can I interest anybody in a preview, a sneak peek of Hard Knocks?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Tuesday.
Tonight,
we got a
right?
brand new episode. Yeah, tonight on HBO. Here's a little action for you, a little taste.
Man, my gooch feel dry. I might have to put some powder down there. I don't want them to get stuck. I know. I can feel it just rubbing. I need some baby powder. Hey, can I get some baby powder? Please. Now if I fart, he'll be able to see a big cloud of baby powder up on the toast.
What did I just watch?
Different kind of flour.
I just can't wait to hear Liev Schreiber work around that little.
Yeah.
What's he going to say about the cloud of fart dust? What did he just say? Powder.
Yeah,
Episode 2 of the NFL Films produced Hard Knocks Dallas Cowboys will air on HBO tonight at 10 p.m. It has been incredible. Of course, lots of Dak Prescott. You can catch everything streaming last week's episode if you want to catch up on HBO Max. Tonight, though, you'll see it on HBO. So, Cowboys player, coach, who do we think shines in tonight's? Like, who could possibly outshine what we just saw?
Yeah, maybe like a young Adam Sandler on those CDs he used to do.
Gold
I got a snake, man. Yeah, damn, that was something. I can't believe that just happened. I will say this season of the Hard Knocks is going to set the record for like the bluest we've ever seen. Like there was a lot of 4-letter words in the first episode, and now we're doing another one that starts with an F that's
You
different.
even mentioned vasectomy talk.
Tons, and then Peter
Clutching your pearls over
reverse
there?
vasectomy talk. So I don't know. That sunk my battleship. That clip. I would just say who I want to shine, honestly. Like, no joke, I want Dak Prescott to shine. One, because he was unbelievable in the first episode and personal, and he talked about tragedy and his history and everything. But, like, I want to know what the hell's going on with him physically. I want to break news on Hard Knocks. Like, with due respect to people who don't believe in mermaids and child pleas and all that stuff we love about Hard Knocks, this actually really matters. They've stumbled upon something that's massive here. It was kind of like when Antonio Brown wasn't showing up to camp or wouldn't wear his helmet, and it's like, oh, fortuitously, Hard Knocks has headline news on its show. So I can't have too much Dak. I can't have too much shoulder, too much training room, head trainer, all that stuff. I actually want the headline.
Could you have enough baby powder?
Yeah. Talc, right?
More talc?
Sure. Gold Bond.
Gold Bond.
You need more talc like I need more Nathan Peterman in the preseason. All right, who's next?
I'll go next. You know, it's funny you say that because I thought in week 1 of Hard Knocks, it was all the big stars. They played the hits. It was a lot of Dak, a lot of Zeke, a lot of CeeDee Lamb, a lot of Micah, and a lot of McCarthy and Quinn. I'm like, all right, those are all your stars. And we didn't get the fringe guy.
Peter, what about the lineman who wanted the cake? You really liked him. I want some cake.
I don't know him. He was great.
We need him.
Speech Louis.
Yeah. Ben DiNucci is a guy I want to learn more about. Because we had fun with him last year when he started that Sunday night game against the Eagles. And then he got a little bit of camera time during the first Hard Knocks. But I talk to folks in Dallas, they're like, do you know DiNucci? I'm like, no. And DiNucci's a great guy, like beloved in the room. This is a quarterback who is the upbeat, hey, I'm going to be always there, anything anyone needs. And we haven't gotten any Ben DiNucci. So episode 2, if Dak is dealing with the shoulder and that's morbid and we're trying to piece through all the details, I know we got to do that. Can we have a little levity? Can we get to know Ben DiNucci, who is apparently a ray of light down there?
I have nothing to say. I just want to eat my cake.
There it is.
Right? Pumping iron. Listen, I want to see more CeeDee Lamb. It's hard. We're talking about no Dak, and when you don't have the starting quarterback as a receiver, it's got to be frustrating the fact that you can't work on all your timing routes. But this guy was an absolute problem in the slot last year. And I remember turning on film and I'm saying, man, who is this guy that is just leaving people in the dust? And I think CeeDee Lamb is poised to have a big year. So I want to see more of him tonight on Hard Knocks. I don't think he has to worry about baby powder.
Some clip, huh, Sean?
Yeah.
I watched Peter watching that.
I tell you what, my 11 years in the NFL, I don't think I ever heard any player ask for baby powder in the middle of a practice. They've asked for a lot of other things.
Sure.
Baby powder was not one of them.
Wow.
What are the other things?
Pills are good.
Wow.
Vitamins.
Don't ask Sean.